Hey guys, welcome to Any Thoughts podcast. Today I'm your host, Dan. Becca's with me.
Hello.
Hello, Becca. So, hopefully you guys listened to our last one where we talked about Southern hospitality and you guys enjoyed that one. Today we've got another topic for you.
Yep.
What is our topic today, Becca?
Oh, the good old habits. Good habits, bad habits, what have you.
Habits. Like what a nun wears?
What?
What?
Oh.
You didn't know that's what that's called?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
What is that the headpiece?
Yeah, the headpiece.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Hopefully you guys learned something new today.
Pause for Dan putting in that effect. The more you know. Sorry, we're done today.
So today we're going to kind of go down through what a habit kind of is. Mm-hmm. And then this kind of came about because Becca brought up what she thought, how long it takes. Because we've all kind of heard the rumors, I guess, or maybe people have, I don't know, but we've all heard different stuff, it takes this many days to form a habit or that many days. Uh-huh. And so Becca brought up how many days she thought that it took to form a habit, and I was like, no, I'm pretty sure it's this amount. And then we looked it up and it's completely different.
Yeah,
anyways,
we were completely wrong.
so both of us were wrong.
But it also brought up another interesting thing when I started putting an outline together, because I don't know if, I think even the internet is confused what the difference is between a routine and a habit.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I looked up, some actual habits, they weren't habits. They were routine.
Right.
It was so confusing. So, let's establish the difference here for everybody out there.
Okay.
So, because even the definition, the original, when you look up the definition of a habit, it's kind of confusing.
Right.
So
what is the difference then?
So the definition,
Yeah.
The definition of a habit is the settled or regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up. Huh? So I looked up what is the difference between a routine and a habit. So
right.
A habit is an impulse to do a behavior with little to no conscious thought. Not doing a habit feels uncomfortable, like not washing your hands after using the toilet or flossing your teeth before you go to bed. A routine is a behavior that is frequently repeated.
Right. So a routine could be something like making the bed in the morning.
Yeah.
It's not something that you have to do, but it's some people might have to do it, I guess. I don't know.
Well, what I think is interesting is that it really made it the uncomfortable aspect. Making you feel uncomfortable is the
right.
habit versus routine is just something you just do.
Right. Yeah. Well, so my routine to get ready for work in the morning and stuff.
Yeah. So the difference is your routine would be getting up, brushing your teeth, taking a shower.
Right.
But a habit would be putting your ring on before you leave the house.
Yeah.
Because you feel uncomfortable without your wedding ring.
No, that is actually that's
a habit.
Thing. I feel naked when I leave the house without my wedding ring on.
Right. So what Dan was mentioning before, which is what brought this up, I heard that it took 7 days to form a habit.
Right. And I had heard that it took 21 days to form a habit.
And we were both wrong.
And so then we kind of okay, what actually is it? Mm-hmm. So we went and looked it up, and I actually found an article from the Mayo Clinic.
Yep.
So on mayoclinic.org, there was an article, and it varies from person to person, right? But
right.
It said that on average, it takes 66 days to form a habit, whether it's a good habit or a bad habit. Mm-hmm. And it also takes the same amount of time to get rid of a habit. That's on average, though. Some people are shorter. Some people, it was only
You're right. Some people are shorter. Some people are taller. You're right.
I think some people it was as little as 30 days, and some people it was as much as 6 months.
Right,
So
yeah.
It kind of varies by the person, but on average, 66 days, which is more than what both of us had heard. And I think we kind of heard these myths from various
various places,
random internet sources, kind of the you just hear it, you're on a forum or you're on a Reddit or whatever, and someone's like, oh, I take, whatever. They just spout off random stuff.
Well, I mean, it could be also that yours was closer to 21 days, and then somebody
Probably.
did a study.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, no, 21 days isn't long enough.
Right.
Because if you think about it, 7 days is a really short time period.
Actually, I remember where the 21 days came from. So there was another doctor that actually, I think he became like, and if you guys want to like look this up, because I'm just kind of, this is like back brain knowledge. But there was I can't remember the guy's name, but he was some kind of, I think he was a plastic surgeon or something, and then he became a psychologist.
Wow, that's a change.
Yeah, it's quite a change. But he did a study or something, or maybe not even a study.
Maybe he did it because he was like, oh, people are so interesting when they come in and they do plastic surgery for different reasons.
Yeah, I don't know. That could be. But he did he talked about, no, he wrote a book, I think it was. That's what it was. He wrote a book, and in the book he said it's 21 days to form a habit. And that's where I had heard it from.
I gotcha.
And I think that circulated quite widely. Where the 7 days comes from, I'm not sure. I've kind of heard the 7 day thing here and there.
I've heard 7 days and I've heard 10 days.
Yeah, and
repeating that 10 times.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
That's to remember something.
Yeah.
This whole thing got us talking quite a bit about habits, obviously. So then we were like, well, what are some of our habits?
Yeah.
So we decided to kind of like, I guess, make a list of our habits and then break them down into like, are they good habits? Are they bad habits? Are they weird habits? Are they lazy habits?
Right. And just keep in mind, some of these you may be like, wait, no, that's a good habit or that's a bad habit. This is in our opinion. And we'll explain why some of these are good habits.
Yeah. So, yeah, because this is all our opinion, right? This part of it, right? So, like, the fact part
is gone. It's over.
It's over.
Although, to finish that off, I will say, I found it very interesting that I couldn't find a site that talked about like 66 days is the average, but it wasn't 66 days. Like, I feel like it takes less days to form a bad habit than it does a good habit.
Right. Well, I think maybe it takes, I don't know, it's easier to fall into a bad habit or a lazy habit even than it is to fall into like, what most people would consider a good habit. But again, good habits can be subjective, right? Because we're about to like
that's true.
dig into this. So is a good habit that we think is a good habit, is it really a good habit? I don't know.
Maybe.
Let's maybe find out.
Yeah.
So what are some of we're going to talk about good habits first. So what are some of your good habits, Becca? What do you think?
Well, I have a sleep track on my phone that I use every night because I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm kind of an insomniac. I have to actually take medication to sleep. So one of the things that I've learned to do to help me with like drowning out noise from the outside and stuff is to have a sleep music. So that's one of mine. This is the one that's going to be kind of interesting in the comments. Mixing juice with water.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 80% water, 20% juice.
Why do you do that?
Because I don't like the taste of water by itself. So my way of getting myself to drink water is by like putting something in it. Plus, I was told to drink juice, cranberry juice,
right,
for urinary stuff. So I was like, oh, might as well.
But see, mine would probably be more of a bad habit of how I drink water. Because I don't like the taste of water either. Although that alkaline water that you got recently, it's not too bad.
It's not too bad. It has like a weird aftertaste the first time you try it.
But I always mix my water with either tea or coffee.
Or chocolate. Like hot chocolate mix.
Oh yeah, hot chocolate mix
in the
too.
winter?
Yeah. But I don't know if that's really the appropriate way to get water. I've heard someone in my family, when they were undergoing chemo treatment and stuff, they had a nutritionalist come in and talk to the person about like proper nutrition and stuff like that. And basically this nutritionist was like, yeah, fluid is fluid. Like, people always say, oh, if you drink coffee, the caffeine offsets the amount of water that you're intaking. No, lie.
Yeah,
Not
I
true.
agree, but I also think that me personally, when I don't drink enough water and I have like sodas or sugary drinks on top of it, it's harder for me to shut down at night. It makes my heart race.
Oh, see,
it's just too much sugar.
I mean, I can drink like a Coke right before bed and then sleep fine.
No,
so.
I can't. I would ruin my life.
It has like no effect on me. Whoops, that was probably louder. My chair makes a lot of noise.
Number 3 is side sleeping. I can't sleep on my back at all, and for whatever reason it's uncomfortable. I don't know if that's considered to be like a good habit or a bad habit, but
I don't know. Well, because it depends on how you're like, I guess, keeping your spinal alignment, because that can cause like back pain and stuff if your spinal alignment's
especially
off.
Later in life.
But I don't know.
Number 4 is listening to music or a movie while I'm working. So it's normally like a movie or an anime that I've seen about a bajillion times, and I just have it playing as background noise. So because I can't stand quiet.
Yeah.
Some people like quiet. I can't stand it. Number 5 also goes along with it. Listening to music while taking a shower. Once again, can't stand quiet.
Right.
Number 6 is wearing makeup out in public. So I have acne that's really bad. I think it's hormonal reasons. I do not like to go out in public without makeup and let people see like how discolored and red my face is. So I put makeup on every time I go out. Number 7, a lot of people probably do this one.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut in there, but it's also why we're not really doing a face cam anymore.
Because I like to be comfortable at home.
Yeah.
Number 7 is something that a lot of people probably do. Checking my pockets for my phone, wallets, keys, like before I go anywhere. Like before I leave any place, I'm always double checking to make sure. So that goes, actually 7, 8, and 9 are pretty much the same thing. I double check to make sure that I got my bank card back when we're at a restaurant, like when I pay, or even at the grocery store I double check, or wherever we are I double check. Also, when we're leaving like Airbnb or even like one of our parents' houses or someplace that we stay, my mom calls it an idiot check.
Yeah. I have kind of a funny story. I'll try to make it quick. So one time, my parents were down visiting. This was before Beck and I got married, and they were down visiting. We were at a store somewhere. Oh, we were at
it was a tire place or something.
Yeah, yeah. My dad had to have something done to his car, and we come. It comes time to leave, and my dad is just sitting there like patting himself down, like he's like checking all of his pockets and stuff. And we're like, "What'd you forget?" And my mom and I are sitting there like, "Did you forget your keys, your wallet, your phone?" He's like, "No." And we're like, "What did you forget? Just tell us." And he's like, and he couldn't think of the word. But so my dad used to drink Dr. Pepper like all the time.
Now it's Coke.
Yeah, well, no, actually, now it's like tea and
oh, you're the
water.
Coke guy now.
Well, he drinks Coke too, but probably not as much Coke as I drink, and I probably shouldn't drink as much Coke as I do. Anyways, that's another story for another time. But what he was looking for, checking his pockets for, was his Dr. Pepper that he had.
Yeah.
And we're like, "You were looking in your pockets for your Dr. Pepper?"
Are you carrying them like cargo pants?
Yeah, you got like...
Just pulling them out. Here, anybody else want a Dr. Pepper? Here, you want one?
Oh my gosh.
Just handing them out.
That was funny though.
All right, so what are your good habits?
Sleeping without socks. I get hot when I sleep. Like, I like to be tucked in under blankets and stuff, but I like the room cold.
And a fan blowing.
And I like to have my socks off. So that way, if I get too hot, I can cool down quick. You do the leg kick out thing, and you kick the one leg out, and you cool down real quick, and then
you put the covers back on.
Put the covers back on. Right. And then that's like a habit that something has to come off. But this one is a habit where something has to be on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the one we mentioned earlier. If I go out without my wedding ring, nope, I feel I might as well not be wearing clothes because I'm like, something feels
Well, that's
off.
kind of like a dog wearing a dog collar. For some reason, when you take a collar off a dog, they look naked. It looks so weird when you take it off of them and they wear it all the time.
So my wedding ring is my dog collar.
Oh, shut up. That's not what I meant. But I was just thinking that because we just bathed Jack and we had his collar off of him all night.
Right.
And he does. They look naked without their dog.
No, that's true. Yeah, you're like,
It's
something
funny.
looks weird. I also have the thing where I have to, like, listen to something or watch. Like, on it, we have a shelf in our shower.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll set my phone, I'll put like YouTube on and I'll set my phone on there.
For those out there, please be careful when you're doing that or you'll like break your phone.
Well, yeah, don't get it wet.
Yeah.
Unless it's, able to get wet, I guess. I have to like listen to or watch like YouTube because if I don't, and I don't know if it's really a good habit to do, but I guess at least a lot of what I watch on YouTube is like educational stuff.
I think the reason that I put listening to music and that kind of thing as a good habit is because it keeps your mind busy.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say, right? Is if I don't do that, I have to like read the shower bottles. Like my brain has to have something to do.
I think it makes you take longer in the shower too because you zone out if you're not listening to anything.
Right. No, I agree.
If you're really tired.
And then I'm also a side sleeper, but I do this thing where I have a pillow between my legs.
Which is correct.
So I guess I side sleep the correct way. I don't know. I can't sleep without it between my legs. And then I also am like super weird about, I have to make the bed before I get in the bed at night when I go to sleep. And then when I get out in the morning, I have to remake the bed, almost like I didn't sleep in the bed, which is kind of weird.
It's like you don't exist in the bed.
Well, it's kind of weird because I'm not like a super overly neat person necessarily. Like I don't, I'm not like scrubbing like everything, top to bottom and stuff. But like the bed not being made, just I don't know, something about it. It just I'm like, nah, it's gotta be made.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just some of my good, I guess, habits. I don't know. Some of the ones we're about to get into with bad habits are probably kind of some weird / bad habits. Becca, do you want to start us off here?
Yeah. So this is the dun 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 bad habits part.
Habits.
Yeah, well, the first one in particular is one of my really, really bad habits that I have. I'm one of those people that likes to work, meaning I get hyper focused on stuff, which means that I get completely zoned out. I don't eat, I don't drink for hours at a time.
Right.
And sometimes I don't even realize I need to go to the bathroom until I'm like done, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I've had to get on to her about it, and I've tried to like help her correct it, but it's like
I get so hyper focused. It's just
once she's down that path, it's like nope, you.
And it's with artwork and writing. When I get super involved in something, you can forget it.
Yeah, which the art that you're watching right now, if you're on YouTube, is Becca drew all that.
Yeah, and if you're on our other podcast platforms, the logo thing, that's our persona characters that I drew.
Yep.
So that is what it is.
But I think that kind of feeds into your second one, actually.
Yes, it does. So, bad habit number 2, working at night until 3 a.m.
Or later.
My schedule is completely opposite of a normal person. A normal person normally gets up at, at least 7 or 8 or 9 in the morning, gets up, and then they'll go to bed at, let's say, like 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night.
Right, which is kind of what I do.
Not me. I stay up working until 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I will go to bed until like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sometimes a little later, and then I will get up. So I live completely on the opposite schedule of normal people. Now, my reasoning for that, and I think my doctor kind of gets it, because I have clinical anxiety and depression really bad. So for whatever reason, when I haven't got any phone calls and everybody's home and, I would have heard something and it's quiet and I don't have to worry about anything, that's the only time when I can work. So that is literally at night when nobody's awake and everybody's asleep.
Right.
That, and I'm not by myself. I know Dan's at home down there sleeping, and I have my dog with me that stays up here. Jack is always here with me. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, but that's why I have that bad habit. And I know it's a bad habit, but for right now, it works for me. So, but I do know it's bad.
Yep.
Because especially when we decide to go out of town, or his parents or my parents or whoever's coming in to town, I have to immediately stay up for 24 hours straight and then go to sleep for a couple hours and then get up. And it probably shortens my life, to be honest with you, from doing that. But anyway, number 3 is killing time by looking at Pinterest. I'm one of those people that when I get bored, I immediately open my phone. And it's normally Pinterest, so it's not any music or anything. I look at anime stuff, and I've gotten into looking at recipes.
Yeah.
I just save a ton of recipes.
Which has been beneficial, because we've been eating a lot of really good stuff lately.
Unusual stuff that I've never cooked before.
Yeah.
We might that might be another topic for another time. But anyway, number 4, I mentioned my acne, popping zits due to stress. Every time I get super stressed over a project or life or anything, I take it out on my face for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I do. But it's normally stress. Number 5 is playing with my hair. That's also out of boredom. Because the other thing is my hair is down past my shoulder blades now, and it's too long. I need to get it cut. It's too long now, and it gets in my way.
And it gets knotted up.
Yeah, it just gets in my way. That's the main thing. Number 6 is being negative towards myself. That's another brain thing, because my brain, that's a whole other topic, but because we may talk about mental health one day as a topic or something. But just know that I am very negative towards myself, and my brain is very evil to me, and it's not good. So that's a bad habit that I would love to break, but it's hard to do. Number 7 is cracking knuckles or my neck. My neck is really stiff. That's where I have all of my stress that goes.
Right.
So when my neck gets really stiff or whatever, you're sitting here doing it now. I crack my knuckles or my neck for stress or whatever. So that's mine. So
I don't know.
What are your bad habits?
I don't know if cracking knuckles is a bad habit.
It can lead to arthritis later in life.
I've always heard that, but again, that's one of those is it true? Is it an old wives' tale?
I don't know.
And how old is this wife? Is it my wife? Because she's pretty old.
Hey!
Oh.
I'm younger than you.
Oh, that's true. So some of mine are probably a little more in line with
normal.
I don't know. I guess normal people's bad habits. Because Becca's got a weird schedule, and she's mean to herself. But
my brain is very evil.
But so one of mine is nail biting. I'll do that. It's not so much out of stress. It can be out of stress, but a lot of times it's out of boredom. Or
really?
Or I have this thing where if one of my nails has a little sharp corner, my brain says no, that has to be round. So then I have to nibble on it until it's round. I don't know.
Sounds like you need to keep a nail clipper in your pocket.
Yeah, no, I have teeth for a reason. Or a
nail file.
The next one is I have this habit of picking okay, so the first one's kind of weird. Mm-hmm. So I have this habit of picking dry skin, but not my dry skin. I picked Becca's dry skin, which is really weird. But
it's normally whenever I've put makeup on, and for whatever reason, the makeup makes the scab stand out.
I guess, but I have to I don't know, it just bugs me, so I have to pick it off.
Well, you're the one who's looking at me, so
right.
I guess that's why.
But then the other one is my own thing. If I get a scab Dude,
like
I cannot.
on your arms or your feet.
Yeah,
or
I
something.
cannot leave the scab alone. Like, I have to pick the scab.
You have to put a Band-Aid on it
because
for
it's
you to
probably
leave it
itchy.
alone.
Yeah, like the only way I can leave it alone is with a Band-Aid. Yeah, I'm really bad about picking scabs. Like, that's obviously not good, but I'm also like, well, then stop making scabs itchy. Like, stop it, body. Don't make it itchy, and I won't pick at it. I do the same thing like Becca. I'll open up my phone and kill time. That's kind of like one of my go-to kill time things. Is like looking at TikTok or playing a game on my phone like BitLife, because it's quick and easy. You can just kill a bunch of time. And then I have a really bad habit of procrastinating. Yeah, I don't, like, why do today what you can put off till tomorrow?
I hear that almost on a daily basis from you.
So, and then also cracking my knuckles, like, because, I guess that'll give you arthritis eventually.
I think it grosses some people out, too.
Probably. The thing that, speaking of, like, the noises that, like, bug people?
Yeah.
Do you remember the nails on a chalkboard? So,
man, even thinking about it, my ears are hurting.
I was the kid that would do that because it
course
never bothered me. It bothered everyone else in the class. So I was like the kid.
So you were Scar.
Yeah.
And I was Zazu. Oh, I feel awful. And you're like, oh, God.
Yeah. So, but it never bothered me, like that sound, I guess. I don't know. That leads us into our next two, which are hopefully significantly shorter.
Yep.
Weird and lazy habits.
Yep.
So, let's...
We share the first one.
So we both have this thing where we have to talk to ourselves out loud.
Mm-hmm.
And usually it's when no one else is around.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're having a whole conversation with yourself.
Unless we're mad.
Out loud.
Then it becomes, what? No! And banging on the desk and like the whole 9 yards.
I don't do
yes,
that.
you do.
No.
I do it too when I get mad.
I would never.
I would never do something like that. But yeah.
What are some of your other ones, Becca?
Well, I think number 2 is the weirdest that people are going to go, huh?
Okay.
So, I use a teddy bear as a body pillow.
Yeah.
So I sleep on my side correctly.
Okay.
But the weird thing is, I have a body pillow, but I use it as a head pillow.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. I guess I just like the feel of the teddy bear, like the teddy bear better.
The teddy bear?
The teddy bear better. But
the teddy bear?
But I don't know. I guess I like it. But I use the body pillow as like a underneath one of my other pillows because I sleep on stacked pillows, so my neck is actually like straight and aligned with my spine instead of like weird and angled.
Yeah, I do the same thing too. I stack up pillows.
Third thing is so like I said, I sleep on an opposite schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So when Dan is up, I'm asleep. So I can't sleep, especially during the week when Dan's at work. I can't sleep unless I have my little dog in the room because it makes me feel safe. When I don't have him in the room, every bump wakes me up.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 4 is humming random songs. I don't mean to do it, and I think it does annoy some people, but when I'm sitting there and I don't have any music or anything playing, I'll just start humming for no reason. So what about you?
So Becca had a much longer list of good and bad habits than I did, but I have a much longer list of weird habits, and I guess it's just because I'm weird. I'm looking at our outline here, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my weird habits is like way longer. So obviously, like the talking to myself out loud, like that's kind of a weird habit,
we
right?
both have it though.
But the one that really bugs Becca, so
mostly because it's dangerous.
Well, there's several that bug her, but so I have this thing when I'm working with something that I have to like either hold tools or screws,
a pencil
or nails or whatever in my mouth, like.
And I have bought him a magnetic screw holder for his wrist, and he doesn't use it.
But you know what never fails is my mouth. But I do it so much.
You have done it so much.
I have done it so much that it has led me to, if I don't have something in my mouth, I will make the same kind of like where my lips are pressed together, and I hold my tongue between my lips, actually.
I thought he was biting his lip forever. We didn't know that until yesterday when we were talking about this.
Yeah. So it's actually, I hold my tongue if I don't have something else to hold in my mouth. I've done it ever since I can remember. Just, I don't know. It's like...
Yeah, I think you even did it in some of your pictures when you were a kid working. I think you had stuff in your mouth. So it's been, like, ingrained in you for a long time. It's
probably because it's what my dad does. Because when I think of my dad working on something, I picture him with, like, a screw in his mouth, too. And he's, like, screwing other screws in or something.
Yeah.
So it's just, like, a handed down through the generation thing. Because I'm sure his dad probably did it, too.
Way to make everybody feel self-conscious.
Yeah, I know, right? So the next one is like, I do weird things with
when you're
noises.
Tired or stressed.
Tired, stressed. I'll start making like random car noises.
That's what I know he's done for the evening.
And so it'll just like...
Give me an example.
Out of nowhere, I'll just be like...
Oh, Jack knows it.
Car noise, right?
He's like, oh, Dad's done.
Or
hey, Jack.
I'll just start like random like yeah,
just some random.
And it's not a song that is anything.
So mine is normally a song.
Yeah,
mine is. His isn't.
No, and I'll do like guitar noises and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. It's just.
Sometimes he's got a really good one. I'm like, man, we should record that.
Yeah.
Me, I'm just over here humming some random song that is an actual song.
And then my next one, you guys have probably heard it a couple times throughout these videos and podcasts and stuff, is I fidget a lot, and my chair makes noise. So you probably hear like the chair making noise or whatever, because I am very fidgety.
I am not.
Becca can sit still like a statue. I have to fidget.
You know why I can, though? Because my grandparents literally were like, don't fidget.
Yeah.
Anybody else have those grandparents that are like, don't fidget your chair, sit just still?
Well, and then with that is like, I would also have to like have something to keep my hands busy, right? So like...
You need a fidget spinner.
Yeah, well, not on the podcast, though. That's going to be making a lot of noise. But,
well, I mean in general.
Yeah. Something, I don't know, I have like random things on my desk that I mess with, and then I do some other weird stuff. Obviously we're not done. So like
number 5,
I'll read from most people read from top to bottom.
Yeah,
I will read from bottom to top,
and we mean articles, not he's reading a book backwards.
Yeah, no.
That would be really weird. Like you start at the end and go backwards.
Well, no, the only ones I do that with is like manga, because that's how they're meant to be read. Honestly, like reading manga is super easy for me because they go the way that my brain wants to read.
Huh? I never thought about that.
But like, so I've done this before. Like, if I take like an article or some kind of piece of paper.
So do you read a magazine backwards?
I kind of skip around.
Okay.
But like when I open up to a page, right? So it's not necessarily like I start at the end of the article and I have to read the article backwards, because that would be just really weird. But like my brain does this thing, like I'll start at the beginning of the article, but then my eyes will shoot down to the bottom of the page and I'll start reading at the bottom of the page, and then I'm like, wait, I haven't read any of this stuff up here yet. So then I'll like read up there a little bit, but then my brain will shoot over the other page and be like, oh, what's this at the bottom of this page?
Especially if there's pictures involved.
Yeah, so but I have found that the easiest way to keep myself from doing that is if I flip the thing upside down and I read it upside down.
Really?
Then I can read.
Oh, because your brain has to think to put the word. Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Speaking of
to focus your brain. Interesting.
Speaking of reading, though, I
Number
collect
6.
old books, and I love the smell of old books.
I don't.
I think old books just smell amazing. I actually have some books that are from like the 1700s, and they smell amazing. I don't know.
And I avoid that section.
I love the smell of the old books. Then the next one is kind of some of my OCD-ness, I guess. Anytime there's something to do with volume, the number has to be divisible by 2 or 5.
Not an odd number necessarily. Like everybody else is like, don't make it an odd number on the volume.
Right. So I can have odd numbers, but it has to be an odd number that's divisible by 5.
Or
so
2.
like the number 5 is okay. The number 15 is okay.
Mm-hmm.
So like 5, 10, 15, 20, like those are fine in my brain. And then also like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, those are also fine in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have the volume on like, 9, I'm like, no.
Turn it up
wrong. Got to go up one more to 10. Or if it's on like...
That's actually a really common thing. I knew a lot of people growing up in school that were like, don't leave it on. And then it became a fight.
Yeah.
Because some people liked it odd and some people liked it even. And it got to the point where the teacher would actually roll it, the old school, roll them out in the hallway ones.
Yeah, set the
they
volume.
Would literally roll them out, set the volume, and then roll it in.
And then roll it back in.
And then not tell you. And if you have some group of people that are like, we can't hear it or it's too loud, they're like, deal with it.
Yeah.
I'm not touching the volume.
Then my last one here kind of goes along with my humming and my
car noises.
Everything being kind of even, is I will tap rhythmically. So some people will just tap or whatever. Mine is I have to do it rhythmically, and a lot of times I'll do it with both hands. So it'll be like a... I don't know if you guys can actually hear that or not. But that was with both hands. I was doing one on my mouse pad, one on the desk. But anyways, I have to do it rhythmically. And I don't know why. That's just how I tap. I can't just, random tap or whatever.
You don't do the...
Well, that's rhythmic.
Well, that's because I'm a music person. But the annoyed tap.
Yeah.
When people get they're like, hurry up.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that tap. That's like the mom tap.
Yeah.
Hurry up.
So what about lazy habits? This is our last one, and then we're going to wrap this up.
Lazy habits. I am a lounger, which is not good for my body, but I guess that just fits with I'm not... Hi, Simon.
Hello.
I don't sit correctly. I have to sit with both my feet propped up, or if I'm on a couch or something, I have to sit on my side with my legs tucked in. My grandparents apparently didn't ingrain that in me too well because I sit funny, but it's just a comfort thing. I dress comfortably. I don't really go unless we're going somewhere really fancy. I don't really dress fancy or anything, but I'm normally a really comfy, laid back person. So I guess this reflects it. I guess.
Right.
2 is this one's embarrassing. 2, and I don't know why I do it. 2 is taking off my shoes and not doing the normal person thing where you take off your shoes, pick them up with your hands, and put them on the shoe rack. No, I take my shoes off. Pick the shoe up inside the shoe with the same foot that I just took it off of and put it on the rack. And if it falls off, I just do it again and again and again until I get it up there.
I don't want to bend.
I don't know.
I don't want to bend over. Bending over takes too much work.
I have stood there one time, one day it kept falling off because I was so tired. I did it 20 times. Just trying to get it up there.
It would have been easier to just pick
I
it
know,
up.
and I think I finally did. I was like, dang it, and I put them up there. I wasted 15 minutes of my life just trying to do it that way. Okay, and the last one is not making the bed when I get up. When I get up, I pop out of bed, and it's normally I gotta let Jack out immediately, and then I go to the bathroom, and then I brush my teeth and start my day. I never make it back to the bedroom. That's really bad on me, and I need to fix that.
Which annoys me because one of my good habits is that I make the bed.
Mm-hmm. So I ruin it for him.
It bugs me. But
sorry.
So my lazy habits can also, I guess, be badish habits.
Yeah.
With the way Becca sleeps and stuff, Saturday mornings when I'm off work, it's kind of like me time, I guess. But if she sleeps way too long, I have this habit where, or she's not home or whatever, I have this habit where I will eat snack food instead of
meals.
Yeah, as a meal. Like I'll eat like a whole bag of chips or something, which is really bad, obviously, instead of like going and cooking, because I don't know, it seems like so much work to make food for
Well, did you do that when you were single? Or
No.
did you just eat like oatmeal?
No, but when I was single, I ate like oatmeal and cereal.
Like quick stuff.
Yeah, I mean, those are the things I can think of. I'm sure it wasn't just that. But yeah, it was a lot of quick stuff that I made sure that I bought so I could make it quick, and make it for just one person. And then the other thing, I will rinse out like coffee cups and stuff and then just set them to the side and reuse them.
Without washing
But
them.
the problem is... the reason that's like a lazy habit / bad habit is I'll do it to the point where I'll use that same coffee cup for like a week straight, which is, I don't know. I mean, it's my own cup, so I guess it's not that gross, but...
Well, if you look in the bottom of the cup and there are coffee grounds stuck to the bottom.
Well, I'm not putting coffee grounds in my coffee.
Well, I know, but some of the coffee grounds slip through.
Oh, true, yeah.
But if you go at the end of the week and you're like, I can't hardly see the bottom of the coffee cup, that's a problem.
Yeah, I guess that's a problem. But it's just like I don't know, I don't want to have to like, because coffee cups are a limited resource.
They're a limited resource.
Yeah, I don't want to have
Not
to...
in our house.
Well,
We have so many coffee cups. It's not like we have two coffee cups and that's
it's a lazy thing. I don't want to have to be like, rinse
it's a
this
limited
out
resource.
and put it... I don't want to do all that. So, but anyways, that's... so we talked about, what? Good habits, bad habits, weird habits,
and lazy
habits. I'm sure there's other categories that you could put habits into.
Oh, yeah.
And that's probably not even all of our habits. Like, I mean, some of ours are probably like personal habits, right? Like, I don't know. We don't want to get into that.
Well, I mean, I think another thing with habits is you don't really think about you're doing it until you actually do it.
Yeah, so like...
Till you catch yourself doing it.
Honestly, coming up with some of these was like really hard because it was like, what are my lazy habits? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What are my bad habits? I don't know. And I had, we had to like kind of sit there and think about like what we do throughout the day.
We have to look at some lists too. And actually, if you guys are wanting to look up and see good habits, bad habits, and you want an actual list of habits, not these confusing routines, look up on Google weird habits, because that one actually brings up habits.
Right.
Instead of like routine stuff like brushing your teeth and using mouthwash and eating your fruits and vegetables, all is good habits.
Right.
And then like sitting too long and watching TV as bad habits.
Yeah, which I mean,
they're bad.
Like it is a bad habit,
but like, if you want an actual list of habits that you might do, look up weird habits on Google.
Yeah, because that was a thing that we kind of came across when we were doing some research for this. It was like, okay, well, I didn't want like this random weird list that you gave me, where it's like, hey, let's look up a list of weird habits, and you're like, are these actually weird habits?
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're just habits.
Anyways, I think that's going to wrap up this topic of habits. If you guys have habits that you want to share with us or something that we didn't cover or your opinion or whatever, share that in the comments down below and let us know what you guys think.
Yeah. Let us know some of your habits and how some of that came apart. Or, here's an interesting one. How did you break some of your habits?
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about that in the comments.
Yeah.
So,
how did you break a bad habit?
Yeah.
Or fix a lazy habit that you had even?
So, I'll give you one really quick one for me before we cut.
Okay.
I don't, because you'd bite your nails.
Mm-hmm.
I used to, but I stopped in like the first grade because one of my friends tattled on me in class while I was biting my nails. That was the last straw. Like the class laughed at me, and so that was it. That broke the habit. So now I can actually grow my nails. So there you go, guys. So if you have anything like that and want to let us know, shoot those in the comments, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.